cattle sow. But there's no way he gets lumped in with most cowboys you know. He's no outlaw and he won't quick draw, for he despises violence. Take a fireside moon over your saloon, as he much prefers the silence. Pumpkin cowboy, pumpkin cowboy. Well, it ain't no bluff that life is tough for a gourd out on the range. But for all the woes in the life he chose, he's never seemed to change. With a smile wide and a kerchief tied around his neck/waist, and he's never riled when a cow runs wild, as he'll lasso them post-haste. Pumpkin cowboy, pumpkin cowboy, pumpkin cowboy, pumpkin cowboy. But one day when Pumpkin Cowboy was out tending to his spear, a frightened child came from town with a message soft but clear. The townsfolk said that he'd end up dead if he didn't heed their warning, for they heard that the cowboy cat would be there the next morning. Pumpkin cowboy, cowboy. It was well known through the prairie cowboy cat had ruined lives, and they said he was a devilish man who liked to play with knives. He'd steal your purse and do much worse if a hairball made him grouchy. If you summed up some of the things he's done with one word, it'd be ouchie. Though we had heard tales while on the trails of the feline fiend reviled, Pumpkin Cowboy couldn't leave, for his cow was now with child. If they ran away, she'd have to stay, and she might not survive. So we waited by her side all night for the scoundrel to arrive. Cowboy, cowboy, pumpkin cowboy, pumpkin cowboy. Our hero hadn't realized that he'd begun to doze, and his mind was awfully groggy when he finally arose. He touched the ground and sadly found the thing that he had feared. While he slept under the moonless night, his cow had disappeared. But a moo came from the nearby field, and the cry was harsh and chill. Cat Cowboy held our hero's cow, and it looked like he could kill. Pumpkin Cowboy spoke in hurried yells as he pleaded with the cat. He'd give him all his ranch and land, he'd let him take his hat. But the rascal took no compromise, no hat, nor ranch, nor plane. He said the thing he wanted most was just to inflict pain. And as Pumpkin Cowboy heard this, he ran at such a clip that Cowboy Cat got startled and the knife began to slip. And then they crashed into each other, cat and pumpkin flesh and blade.
And the knife fell to the arid ground, and the scoundrel stood, then swayed.
Cat Cowboy crumbled to the dirt, and Pumpkin kneeled beside, and Cow stood vigil next to him as Pumpkin Cowboy cried. He tipped his hat at Cowboy Cat and stood without a sound. And when townfolk came to cheer his name, our hero wasn't found.
Some say he started wandering for greener fields to roam, but he didn't bring his cattle, and his horse stayed there at home.
The very next morn the calf was born, the town's own pride and joy, and the folks will regale you with a gorgeous tale. The tale